Good afternoon, everybody, and happy Wednesday. It's a Wednesday, so guess what? You're cooking with Wellness You again. And today we have something to spice up your life. We're going to be making a red chili sauce with some homemade corn tortillas, and then a little poached egg to serve it with. I'm super excited. John actually sent me this recipe last week, and all he put in the email was, "This recipe is delicious." And I was like, "Well, can you?" He didn't even send the recipe. He just said, "Red chili sauce. This is delicious." And I said, "Send me the recipe so I can try it." So that's what we're making today. And of course, the kombucha is ready. So we're gonna pop that baby open, have a sip of it, and see what our thoughts are. But let's go ahead. We're gonna get started. Things that you're going to need today. You are going to need red chilies. These are dried red chilies right here. We bought these at Safeway, actually. And this is what the bag looks like. This is a 16-ounce bag, but we took about 20, 25-ish. Put them in a bowl. So that's what you need. That's number one. Number two is we need a medium yellow onion. And then we just diced this onion. Flash minced it. It's a little in between. You need some garlic. You need water, olive oil, and oregano. So that's for the red chili sauce. Let's get started with that. So Nikki again is of course with me to help me today. Go ahead, turn on our burner and then probably medium high-ish heat. And then we're going to let that heat up here for a second. But what we're going to do is we're actually just going to toss all these red chilies into the pan, cook them on each side for about 2 minutes so that they get fragrance. We're going to start smelling them. We'll kind of let you know when we do start smelling them. And then from there, we're going to proceed. So these heat up pretty fast. Go ahead, Nikki, throw them in.
Throw them in.
So again, we have it's about 8 ounces, which is about 20 to 25 of these red chilies. And we're just going to let those kind of marinate. I don't know what the word would be. Toast up.
Yeah.
Fragrant.
Toast
and
up.
this actually just kind of helps them. One, it releases obviously the fragrance, but it helps them make them more pliable. So we are going to break them up in a little bit and throw them into some water. It's going to be a little bit easier for us to do. So that's what's cooking right now. After that, we are going to go ahead. We have, I forgot about this. 4 cups of water divided. So we have 2 cups in here and then 2 cups back there. It's pretty easy. We're just going to throw these in the blender, puree them, and then we're going to move on. So let's just see how these are doing. Yeah, there is a lot. Better go a little bit higher. Yeah. I have a fear of setting the fire alarm off here, so I'm always like, let's just go on the cautious side. While Nikki's waiting for those, I'm just going to give you a brief little thing on the tortillas. So for the homemade tortillas, if you've never made homemade corn tortillas, it is super easy. What we have is some masa harina. Is that how I say ours?
Harina.
Harina? Okay, perfect. So we have 1 cup of this, and then we're going to need 3/4 cup of water, and then we want warm water. So I actually have this back here, and that's really all you need. We have a tortilla press because we're fancy here at Wellness U that we'll use. You can easily just take 2 parchment papers as well, and then roll it out with a rolling pin to make them nice and flat. But let's check in again with Nikki, see how those are coming.
Becoming more pliable.
More pliable. Can you smell them yet?
Yeah, wow.
Okay.
Very spicy smelling.
Good. Wonder where we're at.
I mean,
We could probably. So I'm just going to start taking some of these off. So what we're going to do, this one actually does not have a stem on it. So depending on how much spice you like, you will empty some of the spices out, or the seeds out, I should say. And then we are just going to go ahead and we're going to do about half of these. Put them in this, kind of just rediscard them. So we're just kind of breaking them up into pieces.
This is like our trash bin.
Yeah, that can be our trash bin. Again, taking the stems off. Opening. We'll go for about medium heat.
Whoa! They explode.
It smells really, really good. Really, really good. So this is red chili sauce. Obviously, you can serve it with a lot of different things. We're going to have it over a poached egg with some mixed greens. It's kind of like a little breakfast thing, served with a tortilla on the side. You can make enchiladas with this. You could do a idea of like almost like a mayo. So you're taking down the sauce on a burger. So you would just add some of this red chili sauce with mayo to mix it up. You can pair it with tacos. I mean, it's endless. And it's super easy too, which is very exciting. Because, I mean, I like to cook, but I don't like to spend tons of time in the kitchen. I don't know about anybody else. Okay. So.
It almost has a hint of cinnamon smell.
Yeah. They remind me a lot of sun-dried tomatoes, and I've been obsessed with sun-dried tomatoes recently, where I've been just like eating them plain as a snack, adding them to my dinner at night. So much good stuff. Okay, while Nikki's continuing with this, I am gonna go ahead. We have about half of these already peeled. So she's going to keep peeling them, and I'm going to go ahead and actually get started with one of our batches. So what I'm going to do, since these are toasted, I'm going to pour them into 2 cups of water right here. So try not to make a mess. And then you do want some of the seeds in there because it is going to make it a little bit spicier. Again, you can always dump some more out depending on how spicy you like it. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and put the blender top on. If I can. Okay, perfect. And then I'm just going to go ahead and blend this so it's nice and pureed. Okay, so that's pretty easy. It's kind of hard to see, but this is a very kind of vibrant orangey red color. So this is one batch done. Nikki's gonna go ahead and keep peeling those, and then we'll go ahead and do the other half of our chilies. The reason why we're doing it in 2 batches is just because the amount of room in our blender. So it's not that big. If you have a bigger like blender, you can always just go ahead and throw all of it in at once. So then after we get all these blended, we are going to go ahead and then use our kind of hot saucepan already, add in a little bit of olive oil right here, and then we're going to throw in our minced onion and garlic, let that heat up so that onion turns translucent. And then from there, all we have to do is add the sauce back in, let it simmer for 25 minutes, and that's it. So it's super easy, which is really exciting. We'd love to hear if you guys have tried any of our other recipes. I know a couple people in my Tai Chi class said that they were maybe going to try to make the rainbow roll-ups yesterday, so I'd love to hear if you've tried anything, how that's going, all that jazz. Woo!
Yes, I'm pretty hot.
Yeah, some of these are hot on my hands, like warm as in like the burner's warm. No.
Don't burn your fingers.
Yeah. Almost there, gang.
I told you. They're a lot.
That one's very hot. Okay.
And the ones that are on the bottom are
Almost there. Okay, almost there. So I'm gonna go ahead, empty these seeds, and then Nikki, while I'm blending the rest of this in the water, Nikki's gonna go ahead and add a little olive oil to the pan, and then she's gonna add our minced onion and then our garlic as well. Right. And for our garlic, we need about 3 garlic cloves minced. Get that going. Woo.
Now it's really gonna start smelling good in here.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so round 2 of those chilies are nice and pureed while we're waiting for those onions to be nice and translucent. We're going to go ahead and get started with our corn tortillas. Super exciting. And they just taste so much better when they're homemade. I don't think I can ever buy a store-bought tortilla again after having these. So to get started, we need 3/4 cup of very warm water. So back here I have a pot, so I'm going to turn it on, and we're just going to heat this up here really quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 cup of our masa, and then we're just going to wait. It's pretty easy. One of my really good friends here, we like to try new recipes and stuff, and she's an amazing baker and cook as well. And she put me in charge of making the tortillas the last time we made tacos together. And it was funny because I was like, "Is this right, Sarah? Come on, help me out." And she was like, "Yeah." And then when it came time to do the tortilla press, she pressed the first tortilla, and it was just a mess. And then I just went in there like blindfoldedly did it. And she's like, "How is yours better than mine? Like I'm coaching you through everything." But so we were inspired by my good friends to make homemade corn tortillas. How's the onions looking there?
They're almost translucent.
Okay, so we're almost there. And then after that, yeah, it's very fragrant.
Yeah.
You can smell that garlic, the onion. Delicious.
And you can still smell the peppers too.
Yeah.
So all of them together, it's making me super hungry.
Yeah. It's so funny during it, like whenever it's Wednesday, everyone's like, "Oh, it's a cooking class day." Everyone just gets so excited to eat a really good food with friends and all that jazz.
Oh yeah.
Kevin, hey, you're fine. Are you on right now? We are.
Sure, it's pretty casual.
I just need to stop. Oh, go ahead.
Baking tortillas.
Yummy. Yummy. Oh, I don't think we have it anymore. Okay. Sorry to interrupt. Oh, you're fine. I forgot to put the sign on the door. I forgot to put the sign on. And of course, we're in the hospital. This is the Wellness U kitchen, so we have little appearances from people because I forgot to put the sign up. That's okay, right? Okay, our water is ready. So what we are going to do is I'm going to grab a spoon, and I'm just going to slowly add this in as I'm mixing, which I need to fix. Will you pour this in for me? Okay. So Dinky's going to pour this just as I'm kind of slowly mixing. And what's really nice about this is that once it's all poured in and you're like, okay, what's the consistency like? You can always add a little bit more water, or if you get too much water, add a little bit more of that masa. Okay, so, and this is going to seem like it's a little bit dry to start with, but we're just going to really mix it all in. I think we're almost there with those onions and that garlic. I wish you guys could smell all of this. It smells just beyond delicious.
And then these are going to go in there whenever it's time?
Yeah, whenever it's time, those go in there, and then that's it. We let it sit and simmer for about 20, 25 minutes. Perfect. So it should be about perfect timing once we get all these tortillas pressed, cooked, and then we'll move on to our poached egg. John taught me a really fun trick. We'll see if it
Okay.
works or not on this poached egg, but we're gonna give it a whirl.
I always fail when I poach eggs.
Yeah.
It
I've done
turns
it.
into a white, feathery,
Yes.
watery mixture.
I had the first time I ever made a poached egg. I just like Googled it really quickly, put it, and then made it perfectly the first time. And ever since then, I don't know how to do it. But so hopefully this works today. Okay, dokie. So we are gonna go ahead and just let this dough actually sit for about 5-ish minutes, just to kind of let it kind of rehydrate when you're adding the water in. That's what you're doing. You're just rehydrating the dough. Shall we add in the chilies?
Yes, let's do it.
Cool. So we have our chili mixture again, which is our chilies and just our water. We are going to pour this into our saucepan and let it simmer for about 20 to 25 minutes.
Oh, now it smells crazy good.
I'm very excited for
Oh my goodness.
If John sends you an email on his day off stating how good this red chili sauce is, you know it's going to be good. Okay. So as this is sitting and we're letting that simmer, we're going to go ahead and get this poached egg started. It might turn out well, it might not. That's the beauty of a live cooking class, right? So what we're going to do, we just need a pot, we need an egg, and then what we're going to do, I have to crack the egg, I forgot about that. We're going to line this egg, or this measuring cup, with a little bit of oil. So just a little bit of oil right here, just to make sure this doesn't stick. And then what we're going to do is crack our egg in, which I need a hard surface, into our measuring cup. Yeah, a little fun trick here. Should be pretty interesting. And then what we're going to do is this saucepan, I'm adding water. So I'm just going to add water until it reaches about halfway to the top of this measuring cup. So let's go ahead and do that. And then, from there, what we are going to do, we are going to go ahead and set this egg in the measuring cup into the boiling, the hot water, which I'm hoping doesn't. Perfect. Okay.
Nice.
And we are going to set this on this burner back here. Turn it on and poach an egg. So really what's poaching the egg is just the steam lifting from the pan and kind of cooking around it. So we'll give this a whirl, see how it goes. If it doesn't work, I'm blaming John. Oh, I forgot about this. We need to add a little bit of oregano and salt. So what we are going to do is add 1 to 2 tablespoons oregano. Do you like oregano?
Yes.
Okay, let's go for 2 tablespoons. Why not?
Perfect.
Which just might take a bit. So 2 tablespoons of oregano. Yeah, how about that? Okay, that's about 1-ish. And then here is number 2 going in. Ooh, that smells so good.
Oh, yeah. And as this is heating up too, the redness is kind of caramelizing a bit.
Ooh,
It's like a little frothy. It looks really nice.
And then last but not least, we need a little bit of salt. Where did my salt go? I had a snack earlier and I put salt on it, so I put it back. So it's about 1 teaspoon salt or more to taste. Here we go, 1 teaspoon.
It's really looking good.
Oh, that's about good enough, right? Okay, 1 teaspoon salt. Perfect. So while that's simmering again for about 20 to 25 minutes, we have our egg poaching right over here. Turn it up a little bit, see how that's going. Let's go ahead and get to our tortillas. So we let this dough sit for about 5-ish minutes. Now we're going to kind of knead the dough, form it into a ball. I cannot wait for these corn tortillas. Corn tortillas, homemade, are a game changer in your taco game, in your enchilada game, in your breakfast game, any kind of game really.
They seem so easy too.
Yeah, they're super easy, which I always thought they would like be super complicated, and they're not. So that's really, really exciting.
Impress your guests.
Yes, impress your guests. Okay. So let's go ahead. Is it? Oh, yeah. We're going to go ahead and form this kind of into a ball. And then I'm going to go ahead and check on that poached egg here for a second, see how we're doing. Of my water, bring it up a little bit. Okay, tortillas, here we go. So what we are going to do is take our tortilla press. Again, if you don't have one of these, you can go ahead, roll it out with a roller at home, just between two pieces of parchment paper. So let's go ahead. You're going to go ahead and take kind of a little kind of chunk off. It needs to be about a golf ball size. So that might be pretty close to a golf ball size. And again, like cooking of your first pancake, it's all about like, how's this gonna go? So this first one might not be the best, but that's a-okay. We're just gonna get it going. Okay, so from here, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna open up this tortilla press. I'm gonna add a piece of parchment paper here, and then I'm gonna go ahead, put this ball smack dab in the middle of that tortilla press, take my other piece of parchment paper, lay it on top, and then our parchment paper there is here, obviously, so that it does not stick. From there, I'm not a pro, okay? Saying that now. I'm gonna go ahead, press, let me make sure that. Press this down, and then from here, we just kind of lightly press it down, and then we take this lever, and then just kind of flatten it back and forth. And we'll see. This might be a big tortilla. And then again, multitasking. This poached egg's taking a little bit longer. Okay. Let's see how our first one looks. Woo! Oh my!
She's a pro.
I am like a weirdly good pro at this. So,
I have never done that.
Really?
Never. Oh my god.
Okay. So what this is, it ripped a little bit, but you can see, oh, it's kind of hard to see. It's just like a circle. That is one done. Unfortunately, we have to wait a couple minutes before our poached egg.
You put it in a pan?
Yeah, we need it in a pan, but a hot pan. So we got a lot going on. We've kind of a small kitchen, don't have another burner. I'm hoping our poached egg starts soon. Which I might just put the poached egg on the cross.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. So Nikki, go ahead and hand me that other pan. We are going to go ahead, heat this pan up a little bit. Add a little bit of oil in. And so for these tortillas, what we are going to do is cook on each side for 1 to 2 minutes. It's pretty simple. If you have a cast iron skillet at home, that's a great thing to use for this as well. Okay, we're going to let that heat up. And then in the meantime, as this is cooking about 1 to 2 minutes on each side, we are going to go ahead and keep rolling out and pressing our tortillas. You do not want to have them kind of all rolled out at once. You want to like get one in the skillet, roll out your next one, press it. That way it doesn't dry out. So I'm going to go ahead, check on this. It's probably warm enough. Throw it on in there. And we're going to let that heat up for about 2 minutes on each side. It should be kind of a nice light crispy brown. And that's when you know it's ready to flip. And our red chili sauce over here looks delicious.
Yeah, it does.
It's starting to kind of boil a little bit. There's a lot of kind of really pretty orange and red colors in there. You can see the oregano. Oh, it's going to be so good. This? Oh. So Iris, our lovely camera lady today, was pointing at our mixed greens. So this mixed greens is actually to top with our egg, our poached egg. So we're trying to increase our nutrient balance as always. So we're going to put a little bit of this on a plate, throw that poached egg over there, have a corn tortilla on this pie with a little bit of hot sauce. So we'll get there eventually, but checking on this corn tortilla again. The first one's always kind of an experiment. How are we doing? So that's what's going on with this. And I'm going to grab a good fork.
Should I try?
Yeah, give it a whirl, Nikki.
Oh my gosh. Is it too
No, I think you're good.
perfectly centered?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm very nervous.
Give it a
Ooh,
whirl.
that feels satisfying.
It does.
Delicious.
Yeah, you can kind of press it multiple times, just kind of up and down.
I think I'm gonna have to get one of these. Oh, mine's little.
Oh, that's okay. That's cute.
Look at it.
That's perfect.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go.
Rose.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead.
They're so pretty.
Yeah, they are really pretty.
And they taste great.
They
Yes.
taste delicious. We have a lot of really good aromas going on in this kitchen. I wish everybody was gonna here to see this and smell it. Let us know, what would you serve your red chili sauce with? Is it enchiladas?
Yeah.
Is it tacos? Huevos rancheros? What would it be?
I love it with huevos rancheros.
Yeah, I could see.
Chorizo.
Oh, chorizo. Yeah,
Mhm.
I could see my dad making this with like using this as like a taco sauce
Mhm.
instead of, I don't know what your normal taco sauce is.
You know what's crazy? One of my friends made a red chili sauce, and they made it in bulk, and they actually use it as like a steak sauce also. So they put it on like their chicken or their actual steak. They put it
Yeah.
on their burgers.
This would be a really good like marinade. Yeah.
Yeah, so you
So
can
much
make it.
stuff.
You can make this big giant batch, and then you can like marinate raw
Yeah.
meat in it. Anything.
Yum.
And it's very inexpensive.
Super. Yeah. Very inexpensive. I mean, I think this whole bag of red chilies, which we only used half of these, was about like $8. And this makes about 4 cups worth. So you get about 8 cups of red chili sauce with this, which is honestly amazing. Okay, I'm gonna give it a second whirl. Let's go ahead and check out this one first. Sure, probably. Yeah, you can throw that one in there probably.
Ooh, now they're sizzling.
Yeah. This one, I think I had a little too much oil.
Yeah, probably from the first one.
Yeah.
Pancakes do that too.
Yeah. Our first one honestly kind of soaked up all the oil. So lesson learned, don't throw as much oil in your pan. But let's go ahead. I'm gonna give my second one a whirl. This one might be kind of a large tortilla. Press and then just back and forth. Look at it, it's a pretty big tortilla. Other things you can pair this with is that my friend and I once did mole. If you've never had mole, it's so good. What we did with mole, if you didn't know this, it's just your red chili sauce with like cocoa powder in it. So you could easily throw cocoa powder in this and have mole, and that's another way to kind of spice up a weekly night meal. And if you use like a cacao powder, cacao has tons of fiber, so you're getting a lot of fiber in as well. Little fun trick. Okay, I'm gonna call this first tortilla done. It's a little bit oily, but that's okay. Okay, here we go. We got our third tortilla. Press.
That one's the prettiest.
That one's just a little bit bigger. I wish you could fully see it, but let's see if I can get it off here now.
Hey.
Don't jinx it yet. Okay, here we go. This one's gonna go into the pan as well. You turn that one, right?
No.
Oh, you need to turn. Yep. I just want to get a bit.
Ooh, that one
Awesome. That one looks really, really good. They're getting better, you guys. Just like pancakes. Yeah. Nikki's gonna go ahead and roll up that next one. Our eggs actually kind of cooking in this right So this is super fun. It'd be a great thing if you have like kids or grandkids as like a hands-on activity, or like when we can fully get together with everybody, a fun like dinner party ideas. Let's all make homemade corn tortillas together, a really nice red chili sauce. Everyone bring their own kind of vegetable ingredient and then have kind of like a taco party like we did a couple weeks ago. So that's kind of a fun way.
Oh, mine ripped.
That's okay.
I need to be having a little bit more dough. Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty good. Yeah. Throw that in there.
Have a baby one.
Ooh, this one looks really good actually. This big one.
Yay.
Perfect. Okay. We're gonna keep on making tortillas until we are pretty well set. That red chili sauce. Oh my gosh. It looks so good, you guys.
It smells amazing.
Yeah, the aromas are just delicious. Spectacular. And it's, yeah, I get it. It's so easy. It's really fun. Okay. Here we go. Another tortilla in the books. A little fun fact John told me is that most people do not make enchiladas correctly. And that when you make an enchilada, you actually have to take like a piece of romaine lettuce and wrap it around it for a little bit. I don't know the exact science, but my theory is that maybe it helps keep the moisture in the tortilla. Or in
that is brilliant.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, because mine always dry out in the oven.
Oh, yes, yes, I think that helps. This one, our parchment paper is starting to get a little worn, but that's okay, that's like life. Let me check these. Oh, look at this one, turned out really well.
Yay, that looks like
a nice
the real
looking corn tortilla right there, perfect circle. John just entered the building, so I'm getting approval.
You just walked in, so we can ask him what he's smelling right now.
Yeah.
It smells like warm corn, very fragrant. Smells like fresh corn. Also smells spicy.
Spicy,
Yeah.
that's what we're looking for.
This is starting to froth more.
Looking
Lovely.
good. Okay. We're gonna keep on cranking. Maybe we make a couple more, and then we're gonna finish poaching that egg. We took it off for a little bit. It's sort of poaching right now in here. And then we're gonna add a little more heat.
John, where did you buy this tortilla maker presser?
I borrowed it from a friend.
That's a good friend.
That
That's
is
a
a
really
great
good friend.
I need to locate one for my personal use long term.
No. I'm usually not someone that has kitchen gadgets. In
This
fact,
one's so
somebody
cute.
has my Instapot from
Oh,
that I dropped off at Sharing and Caring for some
I'm gonna
reason,
redo this one.
because I'm not a kitchen gadget person.
Oh no! Guys, I've ruined everything. All right, let's try again. A little bit more dough. Woo! That's a good one. All right, let's
I think if most people ask me, they'd be like, I don't think you're really good at cooking, but I think my cooking skills have improved with this.
Okay, take two.
Ooh,
There we go.
that's a nice circle. Looking good.
Wow.
This is definitely an art. Definitely get better at it as you go. Oh, look, they're crispy. Crispy yet soft.
Exactly what you want in a nice corn tortilla. Okay, I would love, if you know me from my classes, I'm really bad at looking at the time. So I'm not exactly sure how long we've been simmering here for, but it's probably been about a good 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We're gonna let this last corn tortilla cook right here. Then I'm gonna take back our poached egg, cook it a little bit longer. It's cooking in here actually. It looks pretty good.
Oh wow,
Surprisingly.
it really is.
40 minutes. 40 minutes.
Okay. Perfect. We're almost there. Again, this stuff is super simple. It's easy to do to literally spice up your weeknight meals, your gatherings that we will all hopefully have soon.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to get your kids or your grandkids involved in like a cooking process. It's so important to learn to eat healthy at a young age, or like learn how to use food, what food means, where it comes from, and all that stuff. So this is kind of a great way to add that in. Okay. Let's see. Almost there. It's funny is that I have something almost go wrong every time I'm like making something. Like I cut my finger again today. I was making since now we're allowed to have a small little gatherings, I threw a couple of my friends this wonderful Mediterranean themed dinner last weekend. It was delicious. And when I go for like dinner parties, I'm like, I'm going all in. What's the dessert gonna be? And so I decided let's make homemade chocolate chip ice cream cookie sandwiches. I've not made chocolate chip cookies in years, so I was like, I'll just do it. And I was going fishing with a friend. And I'm like, I have a lot to do. Let me try and soften this butter up really quickly. We don't have a microwave. I took a stick of butter, stuck it in the toaster oven, and started it on fire.
Oh my god.
So that was exciting.
That makes the meal better. You know, like getting that story as you're eating.
Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and repoach that egg. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch pans.
Our audience is growing, and everybody that walks in seems very pleased.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So this last tortilla we did, I think we left it on just long enough, and it started to get very kind of crispy, little burnt, charred edges on the side of it. So we're gonna go ahead. Let's go ahead and start preparing our poached egg with our tortilla. So we'll grab. I'm a bowl person, and I feel like this is gonna be nice in a bowl.
Yeah, especially for the poached eggs to be a little liquidy.
Yes. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and take these lovely kind of mixed greens. Well, I guess I already have a bowl. Never mind. Jeez Louise. Alright, prepare this. I think this is like the perfect corn tortilla that we made. I'm gonna go ahead just place it kind of in the side of our bowl right here, and then we will go ahead and wait for that poached egg to be done. Add a little bit of this red chili sauce to it and enjoy. Other things that I think would be really good with this is maybe a little avocado, for some nice healthy fats.
Yes.
Pickled red onions could be a nice addition for a little kind of tang in there. You could throw a little pumpkin seeds, almonds, sunflower seeds for a little crunch. I'm about the texture. Those would be kind of some nice additions to this. Black beans would be another good idea, or any kind of vegetable. Tomatoes would be really refreshing now that everybody's starting to grow tomatoes in their gardens. That would be something nice to add there as well. Okay, our poached egg is looking pretty good. Not quite there, but in the meantime, I'm kind of thirsty. So, guess what time it is? Kombucha time.
Yay!
What's it been? 3 classes now where we've done this?
We've been building
3
up.
weeks. It's time to have the kombucha. Very exciting. So.
Yeah, if you remember 3 weeks ago, we took a little bit of the bottom of a GT's kombucha, We poured it into a big pot, a big pitcher, threw in some sweet tea. We let that sit for 2 weeks. Last week we bottled it into these bottles with a little bit of apple juice and ginger, and it's now ready to be drank. So, Savannah, you are thirsty. You love kombucha.
I do really love kombucha. How do I open it this way? So I'm looking
Not
at.
towards your face.
Not-
Use 2 fingers and just push away. And then get ready to pour just in case.
Oh, yep. Ah!
Woohoo!
We could do this one too.
Oh, here we go. Ooh, this looks good.
So it naturally carbonates in the bottle.
Ah.
We don't want to poach our eggs too much.
No, I think it's good.
We see if we can get a little pop out of this.
Yes.
Oh, what'd you think?
Oh, I haven't tried it yet. One, it smells like kombucha, so that's a really good sign going in. Yum. I think I told you this previously, that I like your kombucha better than store-bought, because I like carbonation, but sometimes they're over-carbonated, and this is like the perfect amount for me.
Perfect. Well, that's good to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Woohoo!
That one did. Whoa, there it goes.
There it goes.
A little bit of bubbly. Everyone needs some bubbles every day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is a very low calorie bubble. 20 calories per bottle.
Iris, you want some? Here comes the chunks of garlic too.
That is good.
Really, really good.
It's okay. Let me just say that.
I think it's good. You're your harshest critic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, our poached egg. Right here. I don't know, I don't poach a lot of eggs.
Oh, that's good.
Pretty good.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna slide this into our,
I need a little knife.
probably nice, yeah, thank you.
We don't want to tell the chef what to do,
Yeah.
but sometimes we have to.
Thank you, sous chef.
Like last time.
There we go. Okay,
Nice.
and then, I'm gonna throw this back out and just finish those. How much time do we think we have on this red chili sauce?
I think it's
That's
probably-
ready.
Yeah, I think it's done.
Should someone try it? Just with the spoon?
No, just put it in there.
What is it?
It's done.
We're trying it just in case.
The flavors. I want the flavors before we
Oh.
add it. We mix it in.
So it
Wow.
melts longer. Every day it gets a little more mild and they
Ooh.
meld together.
Right now it is tangy and spicy
Delicious.
and wonderfully garlicky.
Awesome.
Yeah. You ready?
Pour it on. Yum. It looks so good.
That's a nice color.
Yeah, it's
Very-
a really rich
Yeah,
color.
deep red right now.
More?
Fun? Want to give it a whirl? Let's take a bite.
Oh,
John,
I
do the
couldn't.
honors.
We got. How about Iris? Come on up here. You want to eat this? No. Okay.
Oh, no.
No, you dig in.
No. You do
this
the
is your-
honors.
Okay. I'm gonna bust open the yolk first.
Yeah.
Oh, it's perfect.
Nailed the poach.
So now we
There you go.
can't say we blame it on John. It wasn't working.
Yes, but
Wow.
good job.
Now I have a good trick for at home.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've tried the swirling pan technique and it did not work for the poached egg.
Nice job.
How's it taste?
It's good.
What about the corn tortilla?
It's hot.
We have a lot of
Spicy.
chili.
Spicy.
We
I'm
did a lot
Norwegian.
of spiciness.
You can't beat a fresh tortilla.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Wow.
Yay.
Awesome.
And we're from
Is that
Scandinavia.
spicy?
Yeah.
It is a little bit, yeah.
We're all from the Midwest here.
Yeah,
so
we are.
Look at us trying a little spice, spicing up our lives every single day.
Great.
Let's do
Awesome.
this so we can dip it.
Well, I think we're gonna finish cooking our corn tortillas, maybe make some enchiladas, some good street tacos. Who knows what we're gonna get into next? And enjoy our refreshing kombucha. Of course, it's a beautiful day outside. But thank you guys so much for joining us again on this Wednesday. We might be back next week. We might not. We're here to keep you guys guessing. But as always, thanks for supporting us, and we look forward to seeing you in person in the future.
Take care.
Bye.
Good stuff.